Eurovision Division podcast, a podcast where we talk about all 40 songs in this year's Eurovision Song Contest before this year's Eurovision Song Contest. As always, I'm your host, Jeroen, and I've listened to all of these songs multiple times before.
And I'm your co-host, Mira, and I haven't.
That's right, you are hearing these songs for the very first time and giving your true and honest reaction, and then we talk shit.
It's true. I sometimes don't even give my reaction. I sometimes just skip over straight to the shit talking.
Straight to the talking shit.
I know you made themes.
Yes.
But I'm gonna ignore all of those, and I'm gonna ask you, who's the oldest contestant this year?
Oh my god. Who is the oldest contestant this year?
Because I found my first gray hairs on my head yesterday, so I am having a mild existential crisis.
I am going to hazard a guess that the oldest contestant in this year's contest will be one of the performers from Bulgaria.
Okay, and what theme do they fall in?
The Bulgarian theme is, we've had these for so long that I can't figure out where to put them.
Oh.
I will offer you the counterpoint that we do have a category called a healthy head of hair.
Which I no longer have, I guess.
I mean, your hair doesn't cease to be healthy simply because some of it is gray. My hair has gone gray a long time ago, and I would still call it healthy.
Yeah, you've had gray hair since you were 20.
Exactly. I've been a silver fox for my entire life.
I'm still 28 for another month. I feel like this is a normal age. Like,
yes.
a fine age to start seeing some gray hairs appear, but it's still, like, I don't know what to do with it. Like, do I dye it? Do I keep it? I think I'll just keep it because I don't care about getting old. No one's gonna notice
until it's very noticeable, which it isn't.
It really isn't.
Your hair is blonde, and it just kind of blends in.
I guess.
I'm a dark-haired man with long silver hair.
It's true. It's very sexy.
Well, that's not what I was saying, but thank you very much.
It is very sexy. You know, you have the Reed Richards stripes.
Thank you.
It's really good. Okay, healthy head of hair.
Yeah, that's your choice. Do you want a healthy head of hair, or do you want some old people?
Thing is, someone tweeted at me that they wanted me to talk about a healthy head of hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me not want to do it.
Yes, Mira will never do what you tell her to do. Let that be a lesson.
You should have tweeted, "Oh, I hope you don't take this one. Oh, I'd hate to hear about it." And then I'd be like, you don't tell me what to do.
I do not want to hear about it.
But yes, let's throw him a bone. A healthy head of hair. I do have a lot of.
We are both long haired.
We're both hairy.
I have grown out my hair. Pandemic related. First it was all off, and now it's long.
Yeah, at the start of the pandemic, I tried giving you a haircut, and I ended up having to really shave most of it off.
As it goes.
And then you just let that grow out from there, which I think it looks good. You're now a man bun type.
I'm a bun haver.
You have a bun.
Let's go for the obvious here. Hairography.
Hairography?
It's choreography where you use your hair.
Oh, there was an episode of Glee about that.
Was there?
Yes.
I was mostly thinking about Hurricane from last year's Eurovision, and the year before that.
That's the best example.
Hasta la vista, baby. Let's go loco loco.
Now looking back on the just the phenomenon that was those two songs. Which one's your favorite of the two?
It's hard to say.
Hasta la Vista or Loco Loco?
I mean, it's hard to say because, Loco Loco is the one that, ended up being more, quote-unquote, real, right? Like, that's the one that ended up on stage. I think, like I said when we first listened to it, I think Loco Loco was messier than Hasta la Vista.
But that also made it very good.
Also made it fun. It's just, it was going to be like, not a disaster. It was perfect, but it was going to be like very much regardless. So
Loco Loco didn't have gun though.
I mean,
There were gun noises.
true. I needed
in
the gun beat. Yeah.
It really made the song for me, but
1, 2 girls, come on. Yeah, the House of La Vista didn't have that moment.
I remember my friend just texting me throughout the contest and saying, "What the fuck is this?" and me texting back, "It's the best song in the contest."
And were you wrong?
Well, yes, it wasn't the best song in the contest, but it was an incredible experience that guy just did not get.
I think a lot of people didn't get it.
They're such bimbos. Yes.
That's the point.
Enjoy that. Have a good time with that.
That's what they're doing. That's why they're doing it. It's fun for them and for me.
Yeah, it's not your job to safeguard these women's virtue or whatever the fuck, to make sure nobody is a bimbo. Some people like being bimbos.
Let's take it on over to Spain. This is Chanel, this is SloMo for Spain, and keep an eye out for that hair.
Okay, girl, damn! Damn! The hair, the ass, the gun.
Very gun-like.
Very gun-like. Not a gun, but there's a gun.
That's sort of like the boom, the gun-like sounds that you need when you're weaponizing your femininity like that.
Her ass is so good. She has such a good ass. Good for her.
Booty hypnotic.
Booty hypnotic if you want to watch it, video of SloMo or whatever.
If the way she shakes it to this tempo drives you loco, take a video and watch it in slow-mo.
Great lyrics. Honestly, really well written.
Yes. Speaking of written, and speaking of ass, allegedly this was originally written for Jennifer Lopez.
No way. Oh!
And somehow ended up with Chanel in the Spanish national selection. Because I guess J-Lo was like, I'm not answering my phone for this. I'm not doing it. Which,
I'm J-Lo.
She would have rather starred in a movie with Owen Wilson where she has to marry him, or...
Didn't that movie do, surprisingly well?
I wouldn't be surprised by it. Honestly, if you said, it did really well, I'd be like... Yeah, I'm not that surprised. They made it because it must have had, a target audience. I don't know what the movie's called. I just remember seeing a trailer for a movie where Owen Wilson's a dad, and then he goes to a concert, and Jennifer Lopez ends up marrying him. I don't know what the premise really is.
It's something with marriage. I'm not sure.
It's okay, whose fantasy was that?
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson's making. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's very fun, and it's just very energetic.
Very sexy.
Yes.
I love it when a girl is just hot.
That was kind of my first reaction when I first saw this, was thinking God, she's just hot.
She's just hot. And loving it.
And loving it. That's so important, because, you can tell that she is having fun on stage.
Yep.
Where you're just oh my god, this is, an incredibly good performer, because you're hypnotic. Not just the booty. She's smiling through it. She's doing the choreography flawlessly. She sounds good, considering what she's doing.
Yeah. I feel like me yelling "move your face" has really made an impact on the world, on the women of the world.
Somehow they heard it.
Somehow they heard it.
I was also thinking about that when I first saw this. Was oh, she's being sexy, but not in a I can't move my face because sexy is one state of my face.
Yeah.
No, sexy is having fun, being confident and carefree, and
shaking your ass.
But this is so tightly choreographed. It is so...
Oh yeah, she knew what
tight.
she was doing.
She has done this choreography multiple times identically, right? This is so tightly choreographed, but she has fun.
Yeah,
it
she's
looks
not
like
messy.
She's having fun every time she's doing it. And that's just really, really captivating to watch.
Wonderful.
At some point, a fan cam started doing the rounds on Twitter, intercutting two performances of this song.
Okay.
Where she just switches outfits every time she flips her hair. And
it's like the same. Oh my god, I really want to watch that.
And the fan cam got watched a lot, and now it seems like the fan cam is no longer online. I don't know what happened.
No!
It seems to have disappeared, and the only version of it that is still online has a different Eurovision song on it where she's dancing to that beat. Someone made an edit of the original fan cam with a different song on it, and now that's the only version that's still online. We haven't listened to that song yet, but once we do, I'll pull up the fan cam because I think it's brilliant.
I really think that fan cams should be exempt from copyright laws.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what happened there, but yeah, it's like
people are making ads for you.
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah,
because everyone just posting that under every single tweet.
Things that should be exempt from copyright laws. Fan cams. AMVs.
Podcast where we talk about all 40 songs in this year's Eurovision Song Contest and try to decide, is it better than Brividi?
Yes.
Alright, we got a new winner everyone.
Yeah, number one with a gun.
12 points go to
12 points.
Chanel for Spain.
Like, intellectually I know it's not better than Brividi.
She'll be having fun though.
But I'm having fun. Second question, should she take off her shirt? She's not wearing one. She's wearing stickers, which is good. But, like, if anyone can be topless on the Eurovision stage, I think it's her.
Yeah, but I don't think that necessarily makes her more comfortable. I think it's about the sex appeal is about what you want to see more so than what you get to see.
That's true. It's the feather dance.
This is also not a boob song. This is a butt song.
It's an ass song. It's ass and hair.
The booty is hypnotic, and so is the hair flip that makes you look twice. Touch me, mi amor.
I think that was more of a boob song.
El Diablo?
El Diablo was more boob than ass.
What would you say Loco Loco was? Hair? Just hair?
Just hair.
Just hair?
Just hair.
All hair.
Hair and high heels.
Oh, a heels song.
It was a heels song, so legs. But, you know, I'm just never against seeing a tit.
You see, if a different artist had won in Spain, you might have seen a tit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe second place had a giant inflatable boob on stage. It was a song about taking your tits out. And I mention all that because, you know, sometimes you get a song about freeing the nipple and it has a big boob globe on stage, but you're like, this is in Spanish, and there's a silly boob globe on stage. Is this message gonna fucking come across? Probably not.
Probably not.
But it is funny in a way where, like, some jokes just won't translate. And I'm not saying the next song that we are going to listen to is a joke song in any way. But I am saying that it has something going on, that it's trying to say something that might only come across to those who speak Serbian.
Oh, God. Which isn't a lot of people.
Because it is in Serbian. I mean, there's quite a lot of people in the area who do speak Serbian, so, you know.
Yeah, but it's not like one of the most popular European languages.
This is Constructa and In corpore sano.
Oh, okay.
So we have two ways we could go about this. Either we give this one listen without lyrics, and we give it a listen with subtitles.
I think that's probably good to see how much it comes across.
You know, we can do a live performance first and then a music video. That's also one. Now, I don't need to give this song any preferential treatment by listening to it twice, but I think this is an interesting case of what do you get from this?
Mm-hmm. I'm also not in the Eurovision jury, so my preferential treatment doesn't mean much.
Sure.
Koja li je tajna zdrave kose, Meghan Markle, koja li je tajna? Mislim da u pitanju je duboka hidratacija. Kažu da na koži i kosi se jasno vidi sve.
Okay.
Thoughts?
That was good. Confused about the Meghan Markle lyric.
You did hear that.
I did hear that she said Meghan Markle.
What else did you hear?
I think I heard her say mens in firma in corpore sano.
Near the end, yes.
So it's sick person in healthy body?
Yeah, sick mind in
sick mind in healthy
body is what that means, yes.
I hope this wasn't an anti-COVID measures song.
If you see this, and I couldn't see that. Like, if you don't get any intro on this, you might be like, what was she saying?
What was she saying?
What was the message here? I do think
it could go either way still, you know?
Yeah, I think musically, like you say, even not knowing what she's saying, I think you might have some, like, draw to it.
Yeah, it's musically interesting to me.
And she's once again just performing very, in a very captivating way, where it's very static and very, like, controlled, but it is interesting.
I like it.
That I think like it's interesting even if you don't get the message. But in this case, like normally I'd be like, okay, we'll listen to it, and then you ask me what's the lyrics, and normally I'll just give you the translation here. But I think because there's a video on YouTube that does have the entire thing subtitled, I think that is a good way of getting what the story of the song is and how it.
I think there should be subtitles on the night.
Well, some broadcasters do that, right? Like you can put on your teletext or whatever and get your language subtitles.
I like that.
I mean, subtitling for a live event is always tricky, but Eurovision is to some extent very, very planned.
Yeah, what song they're going to do.
Yes, but there can be some delays. And I mean, just as, a second delay or a couple of seconds delay on lyrics, not so big a deal because it's just a matter of like getting it. The alternate is like what Italy did in I believe 2018, Non m'avete fatto niente, where they had like lyrics translated into different languages. The anti-war
no, I remember
that song. That did very well because I think that message, does resonate. But I really didn't like that presentation just because, graphic design is my passion. And I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't think it was consistent. I didn't think they used enough different languages. If they did that, they should have done a line in every single language that was participating. Do like a Disney multi-language video on YouTube.
Oh, God, yes!
But they didn't.
I love those.
So,
those should also be exempt from copyright laws.
Multi-language videos?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I believe the official channels have started doing this now, because why the fuck wouldn't they? It's popular, and every new movie that comes out at the same time, dubbed into 20 different languages. Yeah. Of course you're gonna be like, this is Let It Go in 25 languages. But let's real quickly go through this again with the English language subtitles and Serbian language. This is our second go at In corpore sano for Serbia.
Umetnica može biti zdrava, 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 može.
Ooh, that got me.
No, I noticed.
That really got me.
It got to me the first time I saw the video with the subtitles. I think the dog. It's the part with the dog for me.
Oh God, yeah. No, for me, I started crying, and thank God my heart beats on its own.
Yes, but that's exactly.
So I was already crying before the dog part, and then the dog part started, and I was like, oh, God, Jesus Christ, being alive is so hard. It's so stressful.
Right, but it's just such a there's something very beautiful in trying to say all I have to do right now is breathe and my heart will beat on its own. I'm counting my steps, I'm walking the dog. Yeah, sure, gotta do all those things. It's stressful, but if my body is healthy, then I can trust that I'll be able to do this. That, going to walk the dog, that's just a healthy thing to do. That is just gonna continue to keep me healthy.
It's true. I mean,
it's important to be healthy.
I cannot believe how much my health improved when we got Chica. Since we have Chica, I feel so much better mentally, physically. I was going to physical therapy, And the physical therapist was like, yeah, no, your knees are bad. Get a dog. And then I did, and now my knees are still bad, but not as bad as they were. It does help getting a dog. Hang on, I'm gonna take a sip of water.
If she's allowed to eat chicken bones right into the microphone, then you're allowed to drink water.
Oh my god. I mean, it's not an unpopular opinion. Millions of people watch mukbangs.
Mm-hmm.
I love eating noises.
People enjoy it.
I love it. I know many people who cannot stand it. I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Please eat closer to the microphone. Smack louder. Ooh, a burp? Love it. I love a good burp. I love giving Chica, like, snack, like a piece of apple, so that she really goes, like, smack, smack, smack.
She does make a lot of noises when she eats. I mean, she makes a lot of noises in general. Here she is lying behind us in her little bed.
I'm sure you've heard.
Breathing heavily. If you were wondering, what's that light breathing sound I'm hearing in the background? It was probably our dog. But, you know, we love her. And yes, having a dog, it keeps you healthy. Likewise, just purely physically, I do feel better since I've, like, gone climbing regularly. I've never been very much into sport. I mean, we bike everywhere, so that in and of itself is, like, already physical activity.
Yes,
that does keep you healthier. But since I was like, I do want to do something, like, sporty, and I went to a climbing gym, it's like, yeah, physically, I do feel better. Like, when I feel physically, like, a little off, it's because my muscles are sore, but that's good. That's just a sign that I, like, worked out, and that's, like, a good way to feel. Mentally, you know, you still have your bad days, because it's feeling physically well itself is not enough.
No, it's
especially
true.
Not if, you know, as she says, the pressure to feel physically well is just so present.
I think self-care can stress me out. Like, the need to perform self-care stresses me out, sometimes more than it relaxes me. When I am able to, like, really take a moment to take a nice bath and just practice some healthy habits, it feels great. Sometimes, like, when I start building habits, eventually I start dreading those habits. Like, I tried to start journaling this year, and now I haven't touched that journal since, like, mid-February.
You're right, it has been a while since you've written in the journal.
I haven't been writing in the journal, because I don't know. I have a tough time forming healthy habits. I need to connect it to something else, like walking the dog, like having a job. I need that regularity in my life. I feel like it's tough for me to make healthy decisions just for me. So getting a dog and being like, oh, I have to walk her. You have to do it. And then
right, yeah.
It being good for you too is a little bonus. It's a fun little bonus that comes with making your dog happy.
Yeah, and just, you know, not on the subject of health, but when it comes to, like, you know, housework, chores, sometimes it's just like, yeah, okay, but it's just for my sake that if I don't care that much about
having
something
clean home or
this room not being clean or my laundry not being folded or whatever, then I'll be like, yeah, that only does impact me. But it is something that sometimes I'll see something that hasn't been done around the house or whatever and feel very guilty for that.
Oh, God,
as if it's just really a bad thing, or it's bad of me to not care until that moment, right? To like have done that, and then you're just in a moment where
why haven't I cared
until now that this desk is a mess or whatever. Like, it's very weird, and that's why I enjoy the idea of, like, yeah, my body functions without me having to think about it, but my house doesn't. My house doesn't naturally clean itself.
There's so much in your life.
My house doesn't show me, like, this room needs cleaning, and then you do it. You know, taking care of yourself is the first step there, but your surroundings are, just another thing that is, like...
You have to control.
You have to control that. Is someone going to judge that? There's just so many things about life.
It's
true. And sometimes, you look up to... very famous people like Meghan Markle, and you think, wow, her hair is so healthy. She has a healthy head of hair. What's her secret? Because surely it seems she must have just one easy thing that she does, and the rest of her life, because of that, is also flawless.
It's true that she has one easy thing that she does to keep her hair healthy, and that easy thing is have a lot of money.
Well, yes, of course.
And I think saying that Meghan Markle's life is flawless, that ain't... She's been through some shit, but, like, she does just have a lot of money and is beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful, she has a lot of money, you can still go through shit, but, you know, like, on the ladder in general, it's like, okay, you can probably, like, get over that comfortably. Without it being like, get over it, don't complain, like, you know.
No.
Not at all. So
I genuinely have felt so bad for her.
Everything comes with a lot of pressure, and you know, so does that life.
Truly, I have felt so bad for her, and I'm so happy for her now that she is, like, not living in fucking England anymore and is away from that situation. But I am jealous of her insane wealth and stunning beauty. I am jealous of that. I think this song is crazy powerful. I think every country should have subtitles for this because it's not going to come across. It's just not.
That is the thing here. And
they're just gonna see her washing her hands on stage and think it's a commentary on COVID.
Yeah, that is one of the possible things you could first think. So you have to, the general Eurovision thing is like, ooh, let's think, what can a commentator say before this in 30 seconds, 40 seconds that gives enough of a framework for this without, like, ruining it either. But that is usually something I'm more worried about than it really matters. It doesn't really matter so much before a song to say it's about this is what it's going to be about. Pay attention to that, because it just keeps your audience attentive. That's also what commentators do.
I think as a commentator, I would spend the 30 seconds just saying, in this song she says, thank God my heart beats by itself, so I don't, that's one thing less I have to control.
Yeah.
I think it's, saying it's a song about health anxiety.
And about not having health insurance.
And not having health
Being
insurance.
an artist whose job does not come with that.
Yeah.
Who can only perform that job if you
are healthy
and appear healthy and are in a good physical condition, because that's what you see. That is, you have that appearance that matters. But, you know, the mind may be sick, you may be sad, you may just feel like shit, but you have to look and act healthy. And that that obviously, as we said, goes for more than just artists, but in this case, it is obviously the angle that she's coming from. Yeah, I just think it's very effective. I can see why Serbian audiences went for this, because, you know, it does hit, and I think if it is in your language, you're gonna understand that.
Are Serbians just in general very emotionally intelligent? Because I feel like a lot of, like, very emotional, like, well articulated songs have come from Serbia.
Yeah, like Hasta La Vista, baby.
Yeah, like Hasta La Vista, baby. Those women know about self-care.
Self-care is going out with your girls. 1, 2, girls, come on.
Definitely better than DVD.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a very
This
confident...
is a hard fave for me.
I am not surprised that you like it, but I'm very happy that you do. I'm just, I really don't know, like, I want it to land. Because it deserves to land, because I think, like, if you're gonna bring, like, an interesting message with good lyrics, in the sense that it's not like, I'm telling you about blank issue that now we all have to think about, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, this feels very personal, and it has an artistic vision. It is very much by an artist.
Yeah.
And that is just really interesting and really cool. But I think it's easy to get once you get it.
Once you get it,
it is easy to get. It's not like, this is so bizarre. I think everything makes sense. Sitting, washing your hands over and over, even if you think like, this is about COVID, then it still resonates. Because, I mean, there is something about that. Because, you know, artists in COVID times have also been completely fucked over. You know, you can't perform if you're healthy, but also, you know, if you're a theater actor, fuck knows if you're gonna be able to perform at all. I mean, any artist, who knows if you're gonna be able to perform at all?
Yeah, I spent 3 weeks before getting offered my current job at the auction house, I spent 3 weeks as a COVID contact tracer, like calling in a call center, calling people to tell them, hey, you have COVID, don't leave the fucking house. And like a good 30% of my coworkers there were like theater actors, were artists were like performing artists of some sort who were like, fuck us, I guess. It's hard to be a contact tracer. That job, I guess it was more fun than working at a commercial call center would be.
Which they wanted to have you do.
Oh my god, they were like, so when COVID's over, don't worry about your job security. You can, we also represent KitchenAid. And I was like, I will run so far away from here. If you ever have me work for KitchenAid.
We, the Eurovision Division podcast, do not represent KitchenAid.
I would like a KitchenAid, honestly. They're good machines, but, I don't think I need one. But, speaking of, like, what kind of performance would come across, and connecting that to should she take her shirt off, I think maybe if she were, like, fully in a bathtub on stage,
sure, yeah.
like, really, not just her hands, but just scrubbing her whole body while
you could take it a little further.
You could take it a little further, and then I think it would hit harder.
Yeah, it's.
But you don't want to go too far.
It's the thing where like you don't want to overdo the gimmick because then it becomes
you don't want her like drinking a smoothie or whatever.
Funny.
Yeah,
which can work, but there is something very like intensely serious about this. Something very intense about the way she confronts the camera with her gaze that does make you less likely to see this and think like a ha funny song. I think it is one that even if you don't understand does make you go, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
Like it is just kind of mesmerizing and you're like, this is a weird cult ritual maybe. Like you've got ways to interpret this that I think will give it that edge even if like it doesn't fully come across. And I think, after that first semi-final people are going to look this up and be like, okay, what was that about? And then get some kind of connection to it. Because that is what has happened to Eurovision fans in general, is like seeing this and thinking, what is this? But then once you, get the lyrical content, you are like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
And then there's the Biti Strava.
So good.
Biti Strava. That is just very catchy immediately.
Yeah.
That I think also is just going to work regardless of language. So I think there's just
must.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Like this is really smart. That's just, not to over-intellectualize here, but I'm just like, oh, this is really smart, but in like a very approachable way. I've said that like 5 times now, so why not take it to a different country altogether? Let's fly across the pond to the United Kingdom.
Oh, thank God! I also really wanted to talk about England because of what we saw on Lost.
Oh my God!
We've been watching Lost.
In case you wanted to hear more about songs, you'll have to wait because we're going to talk about the television show Lost.
So the passengers of Oceanic Flight 815, traveling from Sydney to LA.
Are we going to recap the entirety of the television program Lost?
Yes.
Okay.
They crash on an island.
Mm-hmm.
About 30-something people survive the crash.
47, isn't it?
No, isn't at some point someone drowns and they're when Hurley is taking the census of who's all there.
I seem to remember the number 47 at some point.
Well, 42 is one of the numbers.
Yeah, but that's not it. Anyway.
So it's survivors on an island, and the island is weird.
It's a weird island. You've all seen Lost, and if you haven't...
It's good. It holds up.
It is good. I had actually never seen Lost, and throughout my entire life, people have been like, oh, I loved Lost, and I was like...
No, you don't.
That's probably... okay, but I'm never going to watch it. Who's ever going to rewatch Lost? Turns out Mira is, and I'm watching it for the first time, and it's good.
It's really
The best part about it is that any episode can either be really good or fucking terrible.
Yeah,
and
you never know. It's
good,
crapshoot.
And that is great.
That is great about it.
That's good because it's like prestige television, but it still feels like old television.
Because it's one of the first prestige
It's
shows.
sort of in that in that middle ground of something that you really don't get very much in television or in serialized content anymore, that I think makes it refreshing to watch for me now, where it's like, oh, this does have just a season of 24 or whatever episodes. We're just like, okay, we're taking this 1 week at a time for a long time. And like, you couldn't fucking do that now.
Yeah, not really.
You make 10 episode seasons.
You can be like, okay, they didn't really know what to do with Kate this season. Okay, so she's badly written in season 3. Maybe she'll come back later with some good stuff. Or like, oh, they stopped knowing what to do with Charlie halfway through season 1.
This is an episode where Charlie is the worst person in the world. Next episode, they gave him a couple good one-liners and comebacks, and you're like, oh, Charlie, I love it.
I love Charlie.
Charlie, you're such a piece of shit, but that's great. And then the other episode, you're like, wow, this is the worst guy.
the worst guy
that you can fucking imagine.
Charlie really, sucks as a person. Anyway, do you know who doesn't suck as the person? The best character in the show.
I agree.
Desmond.
Now, Desmond is a Scottish man.
And his backstory is...
Yes, that's right. There's a Scottish man in Lost. There will never be a Scottish man at Eurovision.
Desmond is the best guy ever.
Yeah. He's brilliant character, arrives in season 2, and, I mean, not to spoil anything, I suppose.
It's a 2005 show.
He's a guy, and he's on the island, and he's weird.
He's just a crazy dude. I love him more than anyone I've ever seen on television.
I don't know how to put it. He's just a brilliant character. Has a healthy head of hair.
Such good hair. Great actor. Anyway... Every character gets a focus episode.
Yes.
And in their focus episode, they have flashbacks to their life before the island.
Which is a really good conceit, and it allows you to have a big cast of character and cycle through them and fill your show up with themes, which a lot of TV forgets to do. Is no, your episode should have a theme so that it has been written about something. That's how you screenwrite. But, themes are for 11th grade book reports.
Thank you.
As the Game of Thrones writers once said, I believe.
Ugh, they're horrible.
Ignoring the fact that the strongest Game of Thrones episodes were, of course, in the early seasons when the episodes clearly did have themes. But, anyway, I digress.
Lost. So, in Desmond's episodes, they go back to the UK.
Jolly old England.
Jolly old England, where he lives in London with his rich girlfriend, Penny.
Yeah.
And he's having, flash forwards to the island, he's doing some weird time travel stuff.
Yeah, something's happened there.
And Penny's like, what's wrong, Desmond? And he suddenly hears this beeping that is the beeping of an alarm that exists on the island. So he's freaking out about that. But then it turns out it's just a beeping of the microwave. And Penny goes to the microwave, opens it up, pulls out a mug of tea, and gives it to him in England.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Under no circumstance would any single British person make tea in the microwave.
We were just screaming, how? What? These actors are English, British.
It just made no sense.
It made no sense that these actors didn't say, no, I'm taking a hard stance. I'm not doing this. I get.
But they were no, the microphone has to beep.
The microwave
has to beep. That's how the scene
Okay,
works.
but then have it not be tea. Have it be a little snack that she made for him.
Yeah. Beep, Desmond, here's your Hot Pocket that I warmed up for you.
It also doesn't exist.
I know!
It was just so full of stuff. He's at the pub, and there's a football game on the telly in the pub, and you obviously hear a German presenter in the football game.
Somehow I guess the production was able to get the footage of a football game that they were allowed to use there in that moment. I don't know quite logistically what's going on there. How to
There's a great TikTok.
How to secure that footage. But it is a German match.
It's a German match, and there's a great TikTok by this guy who, like, has a TikTok that's all about finding out which football games are in television shows.
Yeah.
So he, like, found out it's some, like, Frankfurt local...
Leverkusen, some local match based on the ads that are on screen and based on, like, the jerseys and in what season they were wearing which jersey, and that's really interesting. But even without having to, like, puzzle all that out, what's baffling is that you can really
hear the German
commentator, and I'm like, this is edited. You can put any different commentary track on it. What is the assumption here, that we'll just not hear it? Because I know Lost is, like, for an American audience, but they're in Britain where they also just speak English.
I know.
You'll hear it when something isn't English. There's so many weird things in that episode where I'm like, did you do this on purpose? Did you ignore the fact that, again, no one makes tea in the microwave? What are you talking about?
It's also like, I'm poor and I live in this terrible apartment.
Which is really
and
nice.
It's just like the nicest place.
It's beautiful loft in central London or whatever the fuck. You know, where you're like,
It just has exposed bricks, so it's shitty to Americans. I think there was another, isn't it Charlie? Who has also, like, a flashback to him as a kid, and it's like his mom being like, oh, we live in this small house and we're really poor, and it's like a mansion.
And I remember you saying that is not a British house.
That's not a British house.
Yes,
it's an American house.
Yeah.
So anyway, I know we have British listeners. Lost Season 3, Episode 8 for just the worst time of your life. Just please watch it. It's such a good episode, though.
There is another moment where Desmond, talks about how poor he is by telling his father-in-law that he's a set designer for the Royal Shakespeare Company. And you're just like, sorry, you're not good enough for his daughter because you are only a set designer for the Royal Shakespeare Company? That's the shitty job that you do?
It's such a good job!
It's such an impressive job. And it's not just because we are, like, into art and theater and we are, like, cultured people. The rich business guy is also going to be like, oh, wow, the Royal Shakespeare Company. That's impressive.
There's no less than 3 separate storylines about a poor guy falling in love with a woman whose father is rich.
Yes,
that's Charlie, Son.
Oh, Charlie had that too. You're right. Charlie had that too.
And Desmond.
Wow. Lost loves that story.
Lost really loves that story. That's 3.
Yeah, I wish I could segue from that into a song.
What? I thought this was the Lost podcast that we do.
Lost cast.
Lost cast. Pod Lost. Pod Hatch. Watch Lost. It's stupid.
It's stupid, and if you're, like, just watching it to have a good time, you're gonna enjoy it. It's much like Eurovision that way.
It's true.
And let's see if we will also enjoy the British song for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Representing the UK, it is Sam Ryder.
Sam Ryder?
A man with a healthy head of hair.
Okay.
Singing the song Spaceman.
Okay, I swear to God, this is just Desmond's actor, and you've kept this from me.
I wish.
No, you said there was no Scottish man in Eurovision. Still, the thing that bothered me the most about the Eurovision movie was that Eurovision was hosted in Glasgow.
Was it Glasgow?
I think it was Glasgow.
It was hosted in, some Scottish city where we were like, well, no. First of all, the UK will never win, and also... not hosted in Scotland when they do.
Absolutely not.
But,
no chance.
Well, I mean, let's not speak too soon. Perhaps if they win this year, we'll be flying off to Glasgow next.
Take the train.
Why did I say flying?
Why did you say flying? Take a train.
We should take the train. But that's a topic for a different time. I believe I said we would fly because, he is a spaceman.
Uh-huh.
So let's go over to the UK, where we will be listening to Sam Ryder and Spaceman. I'm up in space now!
so good. That was so good. It starts off like, oh no, is this gonna be cringe?
Mm-hmm.
Is this gonna be bad, actually? And then it's not. It is good. It is funny.
Yeah.
It lands.
Well, yeah, he literally lands at the end there,
Lands at the end. Love the American...
The talk show host? Yes.
Heavy air quotes around American. That's, I think, the worst American accent I've ever heard from a British person.
He's an American talk show host, an American man.
So many American talk show hosts have been British.
It's true. Yeah. No.
The best one was Scottish.
I don't know, that's a funny joke. The whole thing is, like, tongue-in-cheek. In, like, a way where it's like, oh, this isn't a joke song, this isn't like exaggeratedly a joke, but it's just like, okay, let's keep it light.
Let's keep it light, kids. Come on.
Let's have fun going into this, and I think that's good for the UK because, you know, infamously got the double no point last year, which is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate because it wasn't a bad song. Like,
no, but the way they staged that was
it was unfortunate.
Was not quite that good.
Yeah, I think I've just also kind of been on an Elton John kick lately, and it's giving Elton
right.
John.
I can see where you're coming from.
It's not an Elton John song.
No, but it has some similarities or some influences that you could pick out. Yeah, it's fun and it is catchy. Like, I can just say, like, that is just those are just true things.
I also like that the song is called Spaceman. At no point in the song does he refer to himself as he doesn't say I'm a spaceman.
No, it's I'm up in space.
I'm up in space, man.
You know, that's funny. That's just like, oh, that's witty. At least, like, the country that speaks English as a native language is able to have, like,
a good fun song.
Funny little joke here. I will say, and now we're going into classic Eurovision division nitpicking.
Okay.
But astronauts are human.
Shit. So true, Bessie.
Says, if I was an astronaut, I'd blah, 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 but I'm only human. Astronauts are human. What do you think astronauts are?
This is the classic, like, British, like, if we were deep sea divers, weird thing.
If we were astronauts and no one came to find us. So that is just the one thing here where I'm like, what is that? It's just a song that's like, the verses are all like, if I was an astronaut, I'd speak to satellites. And I'm like, okay, you're taking your metaphor and just holding on to it really tightly because if you let go of the metaphor, you are weightless in space and you will float away. Right? Like, it's just, I have to keep talking about being an astronaut.
You could have said alien.
That's the thing. Because
same amount of syllables.
Yeah. Also, does he think that astronauts leave Earth never to come back? Because that's also what it sounds like. I'd be up there thinking about what I left behind.
Yeah, like, they don't all go on the Mars mission.
They can come back. It's not Interstellar. Like, it's not... He's not the Martian. There's also one point, and I know I'm just being a little stinker here, where he rhymes stars with dark.
That's fine. That rhymes.
Yes, except it's a song about space. So when you hear stars, my mind goes
to Mars.
That's not me saying, and I'm right and he's wrong. I think dark is fine, but I've heard this song multiple times now, and every time my brain goes Mars. Mars. You're gonna float off to Mars.
That does make sense.
I'm not floating back to Mars. I'm not a Martian. I am a human man. I am Sam Ryder, a human man, and I'm not an astronaut.
He has fun, though.
He's not an astronaut, but he is up in space, man, and he has been down some black holes.
Which is funny, because black holes, if he's been down black holes, that's where space isn't.
There's nothing but space, man.
No, there's space, and then there's nothing, which is what's inside a black hole.
So I'm saying don't think about it. I'm saying don't try to think about it.
Don't think about it.
That is a theme this year. It's like, maybe don't think about it, but then there's some songs where you probably should think about it a little bit, and it's hard to strike that balance. It's hard to know, like, which of these songs am I supposed to think about and which can I not think about?
This one you don't have to think about. It's good. It's fun. I like in the video, the people making out, and first he gets distracted by the floating guy, and then she's like, no, let's make out more, and then she gets distracted. It's very good.
It's funny. It's just, yeah, that's funny.
I feel like you could make a distracted boyfriend meme with shit. I'm gonna do that.
Oh, yes. Interesting.
That's the album art for this episode.
No, yeah. I mean, he's fun. He's charismatic, if like a bit scary at first, because it's just like, whoa, that's a lot of voice.
It's always when I had this in the CEO girl. What's her face?
Pia Maria.
She also just starts so loud.
Yeah.
She starts so loud, and this Sam Ryder also starts really loud, and that always jolts me a little bit. But I think that's good in Eurovision.
I mean, it is, yeah, it's a very...
You want the audience, like, awake and paying attention.
Yeah, it is a loud song, as in, like, it's just like, bam, here we are, listen to me, and, you know, it is fun, it is catchy, you are gonna keep people's attention with this, I think.
I think the UK is gonna do well this year.
Yeah.
Please, God.
Shocker of shocker, but I think...
They should.
I think this is good, and in very good, in the sense of, like, you know, I did like Embers, but I was like, it's not gonna do very well. I didn't expect it to do as bad as it did, but like, this is a far cry from that.
That's it for today? I don't think it's better than Brividi.
Okay.
But I do enjoy it a lot, so I think it's a close second or third, because something was tied with Brividi. Are you keeping track of this?
In a way. We've reached a point where we're almost at a top 10. We have now listened to 9 songs.
Okay. I would like to listen to 10 songs.
Oh?
I'm calling in... Oh, also, I don't think he should take his shirt off. I think he's fine with a shirt on.
Yeah.
Maybe later, if he does a sexy song at some point, take his shirt off.
Because, you know, if what's underneath the shirt is good, and it could be, like, you know, a guy with long hair and a big chest... Sorry?
You got distracted.
I got very distracted by my own mental image there. I liked it. What were we talking about?
We were gonna listen to a new song.
Knowing me, knowing you.
Yeah.
There is nothing we can do.
Knowing me, knowing you. We just have to face it this time. We're through.
But we're not quite through. I know breaking up is never easy, but we have to go and do one more song. Get to. Now we have 6 breakup songs here, and before I get any complaints here, yes, I have put Portugal in there, and I know that that's not technically a breakup song. So let's just say that these are at least songs about missing someone, or you know, that sort of
now since you've been gone,
kind of, yeah. So knowing me, knowing you, we've got 6 songs. Why don't we get out our 6-sided die?
Yeah. Got it.
And because I said Portugal is like a little not quite on theme, we'll make that number 1. Number 2 is Belgium. Number 3 is Ireland. Number 4 is North Macedonia. Number 5 is Armenia. And number 6 is Sweden. So let's roll. 4 takes us to North Macedonia.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. And North Macedonia's representative for this year is Andrea, who will be singing Circles.
You don't wanna test my limits, but something tells me you're not listening. Probably you're going crazy. It's all you've been doing lately. You don't wanna test my limits. I gave you up, but you're not listening. Can you stop calling me baby? I made up my mind already. We're running in circles.
She's running a circus. That's Andrea for North Macedonia.
I was worried that this was gonna be a weak year. Eurovision. It's getting stronger, like with every song we listen to. Yeah. I didn't love this, but it is a strong song.
That's interesting that you would say that, yeah. Because I mean, I think this is the weakest one we've listened to so far. And I know we didn't like Give That Wolf a Banana, but I think competitively it is the stronger song. If I'm trying to be like as objective as possible and letting my own personal biases like. You hadn't thought about it?
I hadn't thought about the fucking Wolf song this whole episode. That's why I was enjoying myself so much, because I had forgotten about it.
You were just like, I can only remember the good songs. I'm
so depressed now.
Let's forget about Subwoofer. Let's go back to Andrea here.
Yeah, of the songs we've listened to, it is...
I mean, that's just my opinion.
Forgetting the one that must not be spoken of. I don't know, I think it's a tie between this and the CEO song. I think they're like kind of on the same level.
Okay.
I think this is also a very young girl. I don't know. She's very cool though.
Yeah.
I like a deep voice on a woman. I like it. She does an ooh yeah in this song. That really... I really like the ooh yeah in this song. Ooh yeah. And the track, like the actual like sound of it.
Yeah.
Well, she's singing the whole time, so you don't really hear it that much. But when I like kind of focused on that more, I'm like, oh, this sounds like a Subtract song. I haven't listened to Subtract since I was fresh out of high school. Yeah,
no, there is something very cool about this.
Like 2010s art techno.
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. It's definitely not offensive in any way. I don't think this offends any of my sensibilities. I do think it is maybe the first one we've listened so far that to me shows signs of what I have a slight problem with this year and with music the past few years in Eurovision, is that I think it runs out of ideas.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, it is okay to write a second verse. You are allowed to write a second verse that's different from the first. Like, you can have more ideas than just the one.
Yeah, but only one of the verses is gonna be viral on TikTok if it goes viral on TikTok. So that's all you really need.
And maybe that's it, but it bothers me.
Oh yeah, no, it's a bad trend, but...
And this has that here, where it just goes into the second verse, and I'm like, I just don't think your first verse was that strong lyrically. I want a healthy conversation. Can we fix this situation? It's like, okay, but the possible counterpoint to that is, of course, we're running around in circles, so we're going through the same circular reasoning, and like, okay, maybe, but that doesn't quite land for me. I just feel like, oh, this doesn't quite have 3 minutes worth of ideas, where a lot of the times 3 minutes is like, a little too short to do something very creative with your song.
I know.
So yeah, I don't know. That just kind of, it just lacks that little bit of something that's smarter for me.
I do lack, because if you're writing a song about walking around in circles, there's so much like you can reflect that in the song, and this is just a normal song that like musically doesn't do much with the concept circle. It doesn't go boop 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 boop. Like it doesn't go in a circle. Mm-hmm. The music doesn't. Or what was that song? I don't need to walk around in circles. Like that repetition, like actually does something with the repetition in this song doesn't seem like it's because of the concept circle.
Okay, yeah, no, exactly.
And I think a circle is such an easy thing to translate into music that it's kind of a shame when you don't.
Yeah, I think you can do more with that concept. But, like, we're not here for real, actual music criticism. We're here to say something funny.
I don't know, man. I feel like this does also fit into the healthy head of hair section.
She does have some hair going on.
This has some hair going on. It looks like it takes a while.
Could have put everyone who has hair into this category, but that's not how it works. But I'm kind of happy to hear you say like, oh, the year remains strong as your first impulse, because I get what you're saying. This isn't a bad song.
Yeah,
this isn't a bad song. It's
not even boring. Like, but it's not interesting enough.
Yeah, I just think like it lacks something competitively, but that's just me thinking in the mind of like, this is still a contest. And for a lot of the other songs, I can also sometimes forget about like them in the context of the contest.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with Spaceman, I'm like, okay, I hope the UK does good, but I'm like, yeah, okay, this is just like good track, get it. And
I do hope they have him flying around on the stage. That's, you know, you need to have that.
But just even on that level, something's missing here where I'm just like, I can't quite enjoy the track because I'm thinking about like how it's just missing something for me.
Well, we'll see. It's definitely not as strong a year as last year.
So far? You would say that?
I would. I definitely would. I think Spaceman made me excited because it was kind of giving Vincent Bueno.
What?
It was kind of giving Amen a little bit.
How?
Vibes.
Sure, but how?
I discovered gray hairs and now I'm saying it's giving and vibes just to like try to offset. What are the kids saying these days? Please, I need to feel young.
Woman who has only heard Amen before. I'm getting a lot of Vincent Bueno vibes off of this one.
No, not like that, but just like a guy who can fucking sing, who
Sure, yeah.
writes a strong song, fun
I get that.
song, and feels it.
Yeah, someone who's there to sell it. And you know, Andrea is also doing her very best to sell this. Like her emotion is very intense. I think that does keep it like kind of interesting that she does like
she packs a lot
seem
into
to
that.
really believe it. Yeah. And that's good.
She packs a lot of feeling into that. Ooh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really latching on to the ooh yeah because I was like ooh yeah.
I think it's good because that lets something out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a relief.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Like the Vincent Bueno, yeah.
Yeah. I just think over the course of the 4 songs we've listened to, I think we have seen like 4 performers who do put
who do have fun.
Put their insert word into it.
Yeah. Sure. Is this song better than Brevity? No.
No, you said it was on the level of Pia Maria.
Yeah, and I don't remember where Pia Maria is now. I think Pia Maria is a shared number 9.
She came in at 10 points when, but then dropped a little bit, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll look at how we're doing so far.
Next episode, because this one's already too long. We spent so much time talking about Lost.
Baby, there's plenty more where that came from, but if
we're gonna keep watching Lost, more stuff is gonna come up.
Yeah, if you want to find out what else we think about Lost, what other exciting anecdotes about our life we might pull out of a hat next time, why don't you tune in? We'll be talking about more songs from this year's Eurovision Song Contest, and
I would like to remind you that we have a bonus episode up on Ko-fi. You can find the link to that on our Twitter. It is the pinned message. Mm-hmm. You can also go, I think it's ko-fi.com/Eurovision Division.
That's right. And if that doesn't work, go to our Twitter. That is @Eurodivision. Tweet at us if you fully disagree with something we say. You have the right to disagree with us. I'll block you. That's not true.
That's not true. No, you won't.
That's not true. I'll be like, okay, disagree to agree.
Is there anything else you want to plug? Bloodborne, it's a good game. We're not playing Elden Ring, we're playing Bloodborne, because it was cheaper and we had to
Yeah, dude, Bloodborne was on sale. Elden Ring's like $70. I'm not made of money. I don't have time to play video game. I have to edit a podcast. So play Bloodborne, watch Lost, and listen to our next episode. Good night, Europe.
Good night, Europe.